Why would my husband buy scuba gear? Throwaway account. TDLR. Found 1500 charge on bank account. Husband claims it's for scuba gear. We live in Kansas. High relationship advice. I really need help. This is destroying my marriage and me. About a month ago I checked up on our bank statements. Even though my husband manages our accounts, I was looking for a return I had made. Then I saw the charge. $1,476.50 from WETMAN. CO. I have tried to further research the company, but all I get is dead ends. I asked my husband about it and he said he was interested in scuba. What? We live in Kansas. Where are you scuba diving? Well, anyway, I let it slide because my husband does travel a lot for work and we can afford it, but it's just all off to me. Where is the scuba gear? Don't you need to get certified? We have been married for about 18 years and have 2 beautiful children, so I will not be making any rash decisions, but I just don't want to feel insecure anymore. What do I do? Reddit. How can I trust my husband again? Maybe a dumb question. Does he now have this scuba gear? Like, is he in possession of it? I only ask because I've ordered weed with my card, and spent money on adult websites, and they almost always bill it under some weird, vague name that changes every time. Edit. Call his bluff. Tell him to order you a set of scuba gear just like his so you guys can go scuba diving together. Surely if he's interested enough in it to spend $1,500, he'd be delighted to put it to use. Scuba diver here. Sounds fishy. If it was a legitimate company you would find them easily. They'd want to sell gear, and would advertise. Also, when traveling, it is a lot of gear to pack up and take with you. There would be baggage charges. Gear needs to be cleaned and hung up to dry, usually in the tub. I assume his storage unit doesn't have one of those, although theoretically he could do that in the hotel. He would also have a scuba certification. These aren't required by law, but due to liability, dive companies usually insist that the diver have a certification from one of the dive education agencies to show them he kinda knows what he's doing. What in the holy red flags, Batman? So after reading your post and comments, I've found out that he spent $1,500 on God knows what from a sketchy website that was probably anything but scuba gear. 2. Has a sketchy storage unit that only he has a key for and you don't actually know what's in it. 3. You both pay into a joint account but he manages all the money. 4. You have never seen his office, or met his coworkers, and he travels a lot. Damn. Does your husband frequently do sketchy things? Does he keep other aspects of his life secret from you? Does he withhold money from you or do anything else to treat you badly? I'm sort of hoping you are a troll, but in the case that you're not, this is some seriously weird stuff. A dodgy overseas website. USD $1,476.50. Scuba gear. 600 miles to the nearest ocean. I think we can safely say that it is not for diving and wasn't scuba gear. I don't know what he's bought, but I'd watch out for packages being delivered, Russian brides turning up at your doorstep, or behavior changes. Is your husband Creed Bratton? What a terrible excuse, but I guess he was boxed into a corner and frantically tried to think of a meaning for Wetman. I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say it. He's buying drugs on the dark web and using them, dealing them, or both. Wetman is just the fake name the credit card processor used on the charge. Does he often receive packages at your home or other addresses? Is there unexplained cash around? Do his work trips happen on short notice, just after a package arrives? I think I agree with everyone saying it most likely isn't scuba gear. I'd be cautious comparing him to Ted Bundy though. Sounds odd though that he'd keep it in the storage facility and never show you or the kids. Do some research on the company he says he works for. How legit is this company? Does he have a LinkedIn page and is the company mentioned on it? Does the company on LinkedIn have many other employees? Does he feature on their website? I love a mystery. If he has scuba gear, then he can show you it and explain his reasoning? If you can't find the website, then that's a bad sign. The company has used a fake name on the bank records. Just paying that amount of money without consulting you is a bit off unless that's an amount of money you guys are comfortable on spending. I couldn't help myself. I looked up Wetman in the Urban Dictionary. Here is what it reads. Wetman 1. N. The pinnacle of masculinity, which grants the bearer the ability to attract any female of the appropriate age within the visible vicinity through the methods of dressing immaculately, conversing articulately, and seducing skillfully. 2. N. A man with the acquired ability to make a woman wet, without fail. I'm not trying to say this is what it means and he's being shady. But he is definitely being shady. That's a lot of money to spend without letting you know, and strange that he hadn't shown a previous interest in scuba diving. Minimally it is strange behavior, and he should have no problems showing you the email he received that day confirming his purchase in the amount. If he can't come up with those in this day and age, that is fishy, definitely worth him answering some questions over. Gut instincts are there for a reason. He bought a real doll. C. Does he know the hand signal for shark, I am low on oxygen, and I am going to surface? Considering it's an unsecured site, I feel you can do your own research. Be prepared. He's cheating on you with a dolphin. Look up Wetman. Not about scuba stuff. I am pretty sure it's sex toys. The websites always change the name on the package or transaction, to a fake name. And Wetman, meaning a man having sex with a lot of women, sounds like a typical name a shop like that would use. Please keep us updated. I am very interested. I think we all want an update on this as soon as you find out what's going on. Something fucked up going on here. I am interested in the update mostly. Here's an incredible long shot. Is there some particular exotic car or other similar item you have always wanted to have but which you thought you could never justify getting for yourself? How soon is your birthday or you two's anniversary? Hopefully in a couple of years we will hear in an update that OP's husband was doing something like reserving a favorite location for a 20th anniversary celebration. This is the biggest bullshit bogus story ever, and the bit got people to respond? What research did you do? That's average price for basic scuba gear, but you do need to be certified to scuba dive. Your location also doesn't matter much. There's a lot of lake, river diving as much as there is ocean diving. I am a scuba diver. A full set of entry-level dive gear is about that much. I'm not sure what goes on in Kansas, but this all sounds so suspicious. I don't know how old your kids are, but think you should bring them into this. Maybe set up a surprise scuba diving family trip or something to see how he reacts. If your kids drive, can they follow him? Maybe they could ask him questions about scuba diving. From everything I've read, your husband is being sneaky at best and is hiding something very dark at the worst. Hey, so I know this may sound odd, but I would just love to be able to give you some sort of reasonable explanation here to put your mind at ease without having to potentially argue with your husband. Anyways, this is a long shot, but has he traveled to Texas recently by any chance? Just a question. Is he kick-ass? Simple. He bought scuba gear to swim in your blood and the children's blood. 1. Why aren't you in control of your own finances too? Why does your husband have a secret storage locker only he has the key to? What are you going to do when things go south and you have access to no money? Never let a partner control your finances. Doesn't matter how long you've been married for. You never truly know someone. I really need to know how this all turns out. I'm invested. I mean, this story is sketchy as hell, but I googled some diving locations in Kansas and there seem to be some lakes, flooded mines and caves that you can dive. Ask him about where and when he got or is planning to get his certifications. Scuba diving without training is incredibly dangerous, so you should insist he does them, or shows you his credentials. I mean, you don't really need more proof that he's lying, but I think it should be fun seeing him squirm. Have him show you the scuba gear. If it's a long time in transit, ask to see the receipt and tracking number. You aren't very tech savvy, but you are on Reddit. What husband has a storage that their wife can't access? What husband buys anything over $1,000 without telling first? Wetland.co, but searched and can't find anything. What scuba company doesn't have an online footprint? I vote sex service. Hire a private detective. Get evidence and leave if it's not good news. Shoo, this a wild one. Reading through the post and all your comments, something fishy is definitely going on. I'm honestly not that inclined to believe it's cheating but rather something else. Any updates? Maybe he's trying to hire a hitman. Op not trying to pull your leg, but wet work is a term that's used in Black Ops and a wet boy is another term for assassin. Have him take you to the storage locker. Tell H this charge seems off to you and that you need some validation that he's telling you the truth. Do you know what he does for a living? It's simple, just keep an eye on the spending. See if anything else pops up. I wouldn't doubt if he bought a very expensive sex doll or possibly paying for a sex worker. Not trying to make assumptions, but does he travel for work? Was gone for a night or a day or two when that purchase was made? If so, it could be a payment that's made to look like it came from a website. Leaving a comment so I can come back to this. Keep us posted, Op. Just a thought, but have any of you looked up the Urban Dictionary definition of wetman? This is all super suspicious if you ask me. Yeah, hat's not a scuba diving website. Wetman is slang for a man who's good with the ladies. That website implies wetman. Is it, Wetman? That is a company that does sell paddle sport and adventure gear. If not, it could be a masked, fake name on a bank statement for something else. To dive in dat pussy, what else LMAO skull? Fairly sure he got an escort. Consider calling your bank and asking for the merchant code. Typically, those code give indication to what services or products the merchant provides. If it's what you're worried about, it'll be dating escort services. I mean, I'd just show him this post, share your thoughts and everyone's responses. If he gets mad and defensive, then I'd just know something is wrong. If it really is scuba gear, he can show it to you and you both can just laugh it off. I remember when my dad bought something expensive, about $50K, and my mom was going crazy. To not make the story long, he bought a car he always wanted and it almost costed their marriage, lol. Commenting for clarity. Good luck, Op.